Jesus Christ, your glory is always glorified in glory. You're always glorious in your glorified glories of the glorious of the glory. You are always glory. You're all-time glory. You're the one who's glory. You're the only one who's glory. The only one who's got the glory. Jesus Christ is glorious of the glories of the glorious of the glories of the glorious. The glorious of the glory of the glories of the glorious of the glorious and glories. Jesus Christ is all glory. His glory is catching more glory and catching more glory. Jesus Christ is always glorious in his glorified glory of the glorious glory. Jesus Christ is always glorious in his glorious glory of light, glorious, glorious, glory. Jesus Christ, you are always glorious in your glorified glorious, glorious, glory. Jesus Christ, your glory is always glorious in your glorious glory. Your glory is always glorious in the glorious of the glory. Jesus Christ, you're always glorious in your glorious, glorious, glorious glory. Jesus Christ, you're always glorious in your glorious, glorious, glorious of the glorious of the glorious. You are the only glorious glory. Jesus Christ, all glory to your name. All glory to you. You are the all-time, always, and forever glory to you. Jesus Christ, I give you forever glory. I will glorify you forever. Jesus Christ, you are all-time glory, always shining in your glory. You are the one who created glory and are the one who glorifies glory in the glorious glory. Jesus Christ, you're always glorious in your glorified glorious glory. Your glory is always glorious in your glorified glory of the glories of the glorious. Of the glories of the glorious, glorified glories, glorious, glorious glory. Jesus Christ, you're always glorious in your glorified glories, glory of the glorious of the glories of the glory of the glorious. You're always glorious and will always be glory of your glorious glory. Jesus Christ, you're always glorious in your glory, glorified and glorious in your glory. You are the glorious, glorified in your glories, glorious, glory. Jesus Christ, you're always the glorious of the glorified of the glorious of the glorified of the glories of the glory, of the glories of the glories. You are the glories of the glories of the glories of the glory and all the glories. Jesus Christ, you are always glory in your glories of the glory of the glory. Your glory is always glorious in your glorious glory. Jesus Christ, your glorious glory is always glorious in your glorious glories, glorious glory. You're always glorious in your glorious glories, glorious glory, glorious glories, glorious glory. Your glorious glory is always your glorious glories, glorious glory, glorious glory. Your glory is always glorious in your glorious glories, glorious, always glory in your, and always glorious in your, always will be glorious and is always glory of the glorious. You're always glory of the glorified, glorious, glories, glory.